Hi, my name is Logan.
And I'm Caroline. We will be analyzing Imagine Dragons' I Bet My Life.
Okay, so just after these first 10 seconds, much is revealed. The first thing that is seen is a car driving away from reality and society into isolation. This also shows that they, the Imagine Dragons, would do anything for their loved ones. They would travel across the world for them. That's what the car in the desert represents. When they are with their loved ones, they are participating in simple activities and activities that are associated with nature. Their clothes are simpler and old-fashioned to take them back to simpler times.
I know I took the path that you would never want for me. I know I let you down tonight.
The first 2 seconds are very peaceful, which is to show that no one is around. They are alone, away from society, and that nothing affects the characters except for the other characters. From 14 seconds on, we hear the first lyric of the video. I know I took the path that you would never want for me. I know I let you down, didn't I? This is also when we are introduced to the main characters, Dane DeHaan and Alex Neustender. Alex seems to be the one who is the most angry. He seems to be the one with hatred. The fighting is passionate, it's not a bar fight, so in other words, it isn't random. They have a history, obviously something to do with betrayal. When the lyrics say, I let you down, this hints their past that Dane let Alex down. At 18 seconds, Alex's face is angry, and it's Dane's fault. This is obvious at 19 seconds before Dane throws a punch and he looks concerned for Alex, yet also guilty and sorry. After this, Dane only becomes angry because Alex is angry. Alex expected better of Dan, and he knows this and is sorry for it. I know I took the path that you would never want for me. I know I let you down, didn't I? The I being Dane.
So many sleepless nights where you were waiting up on me. Well, I'm just a slave unto the night.
So the first lyric of this section is sleepless. This one word indicates that there is nothing else around to affect them. There's a panoramic view of everything around them. Continuing. So many sleepless nights when you were waiting up on me. This shows that DeHaan was having trouble sleeping because of his conscience and the feeling of guilt he had. He had perfect sleeping conditions and no sound and beautiful views. Peaceful. But they weren't at peace, and peace wasn't the point of the fight. Our next few lyrics, slave unto the night. The night is the water they run in as they continue their fight. Dane is hesitating and is out of it because he doesn't know if this fight is the right thing to do and if they should continue how pointless it is. But he is prideful, so he trudges into the water. Alex knows he's losing, but he still has anger that DeHaan doesn't seem to have anymore. DeHaan throws his fist at Alex, but Alex revolts and throws his last punch.
Now remember when I told you that's the last you'll see of me.
Dane is out cold for these seconds, and Alex begins to realize what he has done as he floats away. His face is very scared and concerned. Last you'll see of me is saying how Alex may be seeing Dane for the last time. It's also feared that Alex killed him.
Remember when I broke you down to tears?
During these past few seconds, we see that Dane wakes up and starts a fight to get back to Alex. It is his first time in a long time being without Alex. He's alone. This is why our view of him is more distant to really show how alone he felt. Dane wakes when you is said, the you being Alex. This shows how he will do anything for Alex, even wake from the dead, per se. He doesn't want to be taken by the sadness of humanity, which is represented by the water. The water also represents tears, society, and the outside world that he will be joining in when he leaves the bubble that he and Alex had. The simple times with simple clothes are over.
I know I took the path that you would never want for me. I gave you hell through all the years.
In this first second, we get to see a view of the dam from very far away, with Dane barely visible. This dam closed Dane and Alex off from everything else, continuing the theme of isolation, but he liked his isolation with Alex. Society isolates people when they are surrounded by hundreds. This is why the creator of the video had them in the middle of nowhere alone. Dane would rather be with someone he cares about than whoever's on the other side of the wall. He is fighting to get back to Alex to make amends. I know I took the path that you would never want from me. I gave you hell through all the years. Alex's opinions matter to him, but he threw his trust away. He also knows that he messed up, and that he disappointed Alex. The dam also represents Dane's guilt that is sucking him in, and he doesn't want to leave the bubble. He didn't want to go back to society.
Years. So
During this scene, Dahan is being dragged all the way down into the dam. He grasps and tries to squirm away from the tunnel. His life was in Alex's hands. I bet my life on you, both emotionally, metaphorically, and physically, literally. But Alex turned his back on Dahan with good reason. Dahan had a better life out of the water with Alex, but what lied ahead of him at the end of the tunnel was his old normal life. The tunnel is a metaphor for being alone and separated from loved ones because of a fight, and the struggling in the tunnel is a metaphor for trying to get back to apologize. His guilt is also the walls of the tunnel, trapping him in with only his mind, filled with bad thoughts about himself, which drowns him. Hint the water. He is isolated and left with only himself.
I've been around the world and never in my wildest dreams would I come running home to you. I've told a million lies, but now I'll tell a single truth. There's you in everything I do. Now remember when I told you that's the last you'll see of me. Remember when I broke you down to tears. I know I took the path that you would never want from me.
This next scene shows that Dane is in a house underwater after being shot out of the tunnel in the dam. This shows that he is confused and might not know where he is. At 1 minute and 28 seconds, he was in shock that he was back, realizing that he was back in society, the water outside of society, which is not Alex. He wanders around the house for a little, still confused, and then goes to the window for further inspection. He finally accepts his surroundings and lays down to rest. He is in his home, hint the song saying that we will never go home. He feels alone. The house is a metaphor for locking himself away from society, just like a child hiding in a closet away from his parents who caught him painting on a wall. The house is also a metaphor for escaping society, which drowns Dane. He can't admit to himself that he messed up. I've been around the world, and never in my wildest dreams would I come running home to you. Remember when I broke you down to tears is him getting into bed, trying to forget what he did and that maybe it's all a dream, and that hurting Alex was just a dream. The lyrics also reveal that he doesn't like being wrong, but he'll be wrong for Alex. There's you in everything I do.
I gave you hell through all the years. So
In the beginning of this scene, Dahan wakes up confused, once again. He is sitting in a very small sailboat with just his pillow and a non-raised sail. He raises this sail and begins sailing. This time, he doesn't seem to be worried, he seems happy. He's still having his pillow with him symbolizes how he wished he dreamed of the whole fight. I bet my life goes along with how he's still in danger, but still fighting to get back to Alex. He's trying new things without Alex, but for him, he still wants to go back to him. That's why he is smiling. He was glad to be trying something new, but still said that Alex wasn't there to try it with him. He's also smiling to show that he is proud of himself and excited to be heading back to Alex again. He woke and realized that it wasn't a dream, and he was now fighting again to get back. He will do anything for Alex, even teach himself to sail.
don't tell me that I'm wrong. I've walked that road before and left you on your own. Please believe them when they say that it's left for yesterday. And the records that I play.
His happiness begins to fade when he sees where he is heading. He starts to panic, trying to turn his boat around, but the viewers don't know exactly what he's heading for. The viewer can't see what's ahead to symbolize that Dane feels alone. We can't see through his eyes. He is still alone. Happy to be alone, hint the smile, which is also a sign that he is recovering from Alex, but not enough to join other humans again. This is why he is alone on the boat, continuing the theme of isolation. But this is also a bad sign because adjusting to be without a loved one alone is not a good thing.
Please forgive me for all I've done.
So in this scene, this is the moment of truth. At first, the viewers can't see what's ahead to show Dane's true feelings. He is alone, sad, guilty, and feeling terrible for what he did to Alex. The thing he feared is finally revealed. It's a waterfall. The waterfall symbolizes Alex forgiving him or not. He is calling out to Alex for forgiveness for all he has done. Please forgive me for all I've done. He is begging. Death is equal to not having Alex in his life. He could die on the waterfall, but it's his way to get back to Alex, so he continues anyway to letting Alex determine his fate. He needs Alex to let him fly. He needs Alex to know there is hope.
So
His small sailboat takes off of the upcoming cliff and waterfall. He starts to fly off and shows that he is shocked. He continues flying, and in the next scene, he is now flying over hilly landscape. He is crossing all over the world to get back to Alex. Surviving the waterfall represents hope for Alex and Dane's future together. I Bet My Life is saying that Dane needs Alex to survive. He can't live without his help to fly. In other words, he is who he is because of Alex. He is still in danger, but is now using air to fight to get back to Alex. He is still isolated from other people. He looks over the edge of the boat with a smile on his face, only until his face turns frightened when he realizes that he has fallen out of the boat and is now falling toward the ground. He then falls into a crowd of people over a skyline. When he falls out of the boat, it symbolizes him falling out of Alex's protection. He falls without Alex. He trusts him, but he still falls. He has too much of himself in Alex, and when he falls out of the boat, he felt bad for being happy without Alex. Falling out was his conscience kicking him out of his happiness because it reminded him of Alex. When the song says, I bet my life once again, this is Alex needing to save Dane again. It is also a metaphor for how much Dane needs Alex to be with him. He is his life. The sea of people is another obstacle in his way to get back to Alex. He'll travel land, sea, and sky to get back to him. The people are also Alex saving him again. I bet my life on you. This is the hope earlier discussed. Dane is very angry in the sea of people. He knows he is close to Alex, but he is again alone. Society makes him feel alone, which relates back to his home.
The lyrics stop and Dane is pulled from the sea of people out of the actual sea by hand. The hand belongs to the one and only Alex. Alex physically pulls him back into reality. Water took him away, so it was only right for water to bring him back. Dane was in the afterlife situation the whole video. He didn't like how Alex was not there, so he snapped himself out of it when he felt/sensed Alex. The quick transition was to show how quick a dream can end and how hard Dane was fighting. When we finally see them sitting together, Dane looks confused and apologetic. Alex looks flustered and hurried. He obviously worked hard to find Dane and fear he killed him. No words are said because no words are needed. The apologies in Dane's head are not needed to be said. At the end, there's no more sound but rushing water. The water drowns out all the other sounds, isolating them to show that they eventually came back together, leaving the past behind, letting their connection overthrow the fight. The water represents peace. There's finally peace, and neither of them want to break the silence because when they do, they know that there is a chance that the peace will not withstand the pressure of the air. So they sit in their bubble once more, but the bubble is expanded. They fought their fight and it made them stronger. They didn't want the details of the time in the air. They didn't want the details of the dam that burst their bubble. They only wanted the clear, clean water of peace. The clear and clean and the simplicity of being together once more, knowing that that's where they want to be, knowing that that's where they are meant to be. The time in the air didn't mean anything anymore because they knew what it was like to be apart and they didn't like it, so to continue the theme of isolation, continuing the theme of fighting for each other, they decided to stay in the silence of the water, for it was better alone in the silence together than in the crowd of people, noisy and loud, who didn't care. This peacefulness of the water was their apology. It was the end of their fight. It was not their ending, though. It was their beginning.